Hey, so quite a few months ago, I came across this pattern called the Luciferian pattern, and I was just trying to find it so that I could send you this to show you this pattern because I think this is the pattern that we just or are moving out of, where it's like it looks like it's two flower of life things, and they're just separated. So like on top and bottom, it's like flat, and it creates like it's like boxy, and it's like this separate pattern of like two cells dividing during mitosis. So it's like when something goes through a certain evolutionary process or creates something new within creation, it goes through this process of separation, like cells during mitosis. So it's like it severs itself off from the rest of the universe with, love in between it, with nothing in between it, which is the infinite potential. So by increasing vibration and vibrating that nothing, it's like when we increase our vibration, we build these new bridges and new patterns maybe. Um, to align with the harmonious pattern. So it's like we have to like figure out how to like reconnect to the rest of the universe, and we've been doing that. And by doing that, we've been evolving parts of our body and expanding and growing them. And it's really quite complicated to explain, but there's a simplicity throughout all of it, or a series of simplistic ideas. And it's like as we connect closer and closer, it's like it becomes more and more simple because we're getting back to that simple pattern where it's like it's almost like there's like two patterns connected as one. So it's like divine masculine and divine feminine is what the Luciferian pattern looks like. Yeah, I wish I could find the picture of it, but it's like divine masculine and divine feminine, and 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 so it's like divine feminine is like the the shape, the form, and divine is like the space, is like the rhythm. Divine masculine is the light that shines through that. So it's like we're bringing the forms together within ourselves and without, and with the rest of the cosmos, and bringing that rhythm and the light, aligning the rhythm and the sound together, the non-vibration and the vibration together. So we've just been disharmonic, but as we go through a period of disharmony, it's like that's what's helping us grow. It's like that is what is giving us opportunities to learn how to connect to each other, to learn how to connect in different and new ways. And I want to say, like, man, I lost my train of thought because you're connecting with me and I'm trying to deliver a good message to you. So that's what creates the art. That's what creates the art. When we like have to try to figure it out, when we have to like figure out how to reconnect, trying to figure it out from losing or forgetting our connection to the rest of the universe is what evolves us. Otherwise, if we just did the same old way of reconnecting because we already knew and didn't forget, then it wouldn't create art. It wouldn't create something new. We wouldn't have that friction in life that creates new things. So separating from each other in the way that we have, which was the evolutionary process that we're coming out of, which was to really evolve our brain. It we we had to not know what was going on so that we could create the art. Otherwise, the art would just be the same, right? You know, the same drawing to connect to other things. So separation is important. It's almost like it's so simple that it defies explanation. It is, or that it's like too complicated because it's so simple. It's it's just you have to like realize it, and to try to explain it to someone, the other person will not get it unless they have the realization. So it's like all explanations are there to like help someone realize, and it's like it's always changing. So right now we're increasing our vibration, which doesn't mean that we go up in vibratory octave. I don't think that that's what it's like. I don't think that that is. I think there's an expansion of our growth that expands outside of that old octave. And so there kind of is an event horizon where it's like I was outside the other day and I was just looking at all these ants around my feet, and then other bugs flying and moths flying by and whatever. It's like that's a lower dimension. That is like the dimension, the octave below the octave that I'm on, right? And as humans evolve, people say that we grow in height, where we become 9 to 16 feet tall, I think is what people say. That is the next octave, you know? So there's that event horizon. You could like think of, you know, ants and moths being somewhat oblivious to what it is of our dimension, but they're still aware of it and know that it's interacting with them, but they don't fully understand. There's that event horizon of where they can't really see or understand. That is like where we're at. It's like the higher dimension has more of an understanding of the lower dimensions than the lower dimensions have the above, or like, I don't know. Because there are things that we don't understand about dimensions that are below us. There is like an event horizon to where we can't really see beyond that horizon until we like zoom in and learn how to go in there. So it's like learning how to zoom in to the other dimensions from the dimension that you're in, which is this human dimension, which we're evolving this human dimension. So the way that I'm seeing this ascension is completely like different than what I thought about of how it was 3 years ago, and I think it's changing for a lot of people. I think a lot of people are having a hard time letting go of that. Some people are still stuck on, oh, we're ascending into the fourth dimension, we're ascending into the fifth dimension. Like that's not how it is. That's just a way we've kind of used words to describe this process. And so I think the picture is being painted more completely now, and we're about to be done painting that picture of transforming this human dimension and coming to a new level of our evolution, a new level of this universe. And so there's like this platform that we're getting to, and I think there's platforms in octaves and overtones in between this platform that through this process of getting up to this next step. So it takes time, and it takes not holding on to what you think is right. I think that's one of the hardest things that people have. So looking at, it's like we're creating a new pattern, or changing the patterns within that harmonious pattern and learning how to like allow the patterns to harmoniously merge together into between the rhythm and the sound, between the spaces between the sound, I think is what we're really learning. And maybe it's about not getting attached to the flower of life, because some people think that is the ultimate harmonious pattern, and maybe it's not going to be the ultimate harmonious pattern in our next stage of evolution, you know. So to me, what seems to be the ultimate truth is nothing, but I don't think that that's the ultimate truth. I think there's something beyond that. I think that it goes beyond our explanation, but that seems to be, every time that I get led to there, it's like that's what transforms, you know, the external understandings where everything is just still there. That is where everything is at in its purest form. Depending on how you vibrate, that creates the patterns throughout life. So that's like the soup of just the infinite potential. That is like the liquefying process of the caterpillar becoming the butterfly, you know. So that's kind of what's happening right now, and yeah, it's hard to explain, and it just takes time. And I think that's a good understanding is the rhythm and the sound. The rhythm is the space and separation between vibrations, in that space is actually just still vibration, and then vibration is vibration that is vibrating, that doesn't have that space, but there is that space that is still between the vibrations and the waves, and that nothingness goes on forever in between that, and so forth. So it is like a mind trip, right?